since that came in, so I haven't been strung with it yet. And you can actually use pension techniques to actually save tax and do some quite cool things, which I'll show you later as well. So, a bit of a myth buster. So, to do a commercial deal, you need 250 grand, something like that. Well, maybe down south you need that and more, but up here you don't need 250 grand. Conversion costs are massive. I was having a word earlier with somebody about costing up jobs and all that sort of thing. It's not too dissimilar in some cases from just doing a refurb on a house. So, you know, don't be scared effectively. And the other myth is that it's more complicated and risky than other strategies. In my opinion, it's slightly more complicated, but definitely not more risky. So, commercial properties can actually cost you less than a house in the same area. We bought a pub in Normanton for 105,000. Now, a street away from that, there are 3-bed terrace houses which are selling for 120,000. So, this myth about spending a fortune on commercial properties just is a myth. The average cost to convert an apartment is 25 grand. Now, caveat on that is if it's a big open space. Now, it can cost you more than that if you're talking about a building where it's got a lot of structural supporting walls and whatnot. But 25 grand for a big open space ain't a huge amount of money. That's pretty much a refurb cost for a house. And you can do it for as low as 15. We did a conversion in a roof space, which came at £15,000 just for the conversion. So, next to nothing. It's never been easy to do conversions. Permitted development really changes the game, really. If you can find an office, they can't really stop you from converting it to apartments. So, great opportunity for everybody. Planning risk is the hardest part of our job because that is the risk. If you don't get planning, you're stuck. So who am I? I'm Joint Director at Tricor Development. That's a business formed between myself and my business partner Tom, who's a builder. I'll tell you about how we met briefly. I'm a self-made and full-time property entrepreneur. I've built a property portfolio of just over £2 million now. I didn't start very long ago. It was in 2011 I bought my first house. That was in Outwood in Wakefield. I was just involved in doing the buy, refurb, remortgage model. And basically, it's about the snowball effect. You buy one, you just carry on, and then, you know, if you do one in your first year, two in your second year, it does escalate and you can get up there. And I'm trying to keep doing that, basically. Off the back of that, I ended up starting my own estate agency. Now, there's another letting agent in the room. I was talking to him about it was a bad idea really going into the world of sales and lettings. It's a really tough business to get into, so I wouldn't recommend it for anybody who is thinking about opening their own letting agency or anything like that. It's hard work. But we got it going and we're quite established now in the Wakefield area. So, this was my first commercial deal actually. It was for sale at £175,000. It was an old auto parts shop. Don't know if you can. So the ground floor was basically the auto parts shop, and above it there was basically one huge 3-bed flat where somebody hadn't been really looking after it very much. So what you want to be doing is when you look at these sorts of deals, is, well, what can I do with it? You know, if you're spotting it, well, what's your exit? Well, to me, when I'm looking at it, so you could do terraces, because it's that shape and you can see there's terraces down the street, so you could convert it back to terraces. You could do flats, and you could even do the quarter townhouses, where basically, because it's a big enough building, so you have quarter townhouse there, and you get 4 out there. So they're the options. Final value 260, final value 320, final value 355. So, you know, what would you do? Anybody?
Depends how much they cost.
Yeah. Depends, exactly. So you're always missing key bits of information. So actually, on the face of it, that's the best deal for converting it to apartments. But actually, on a cost basis, converting it to back-to-back terrace is the best. Now, we did option 3. I'll come to that in a sec. So we converted it to two beds, a 1 bed, and we converted it to 2 commercial units on the ground floor. Bought it for 157, so a bit of a discount. I thought that was quite good, but I'm getting a lot better deals than that now. Conversion cost for 130. That was so going on to my business partner Tom. This was my first job with him, and I just hired him as a contractor. And from this job, that was how we formed the business, basically. Now, he charged me what I'd call a client rate. So he was having a drink on that, let's say. So, a few drinks on me. But there was some profit in it still, so it wasn't all that bad. So 68 grand, 8 months, not bad. That's what it looks like now. So, I don't know if you can notice, that is an estate agency office. So that was why we went for option 3. Exactly. And there's a hairdressers and beauticians next door. So, in terms of rents, we get 90,200 from the residential, 7,800 from the next door beautician, and I've got an estate agency office for free. And the yield is 7.6, and me having a free office, so I thought that was all right. Not bad, not great. Okay. Who likes legal tax fields?
What was the legal?
Being legal. I love them. So you can move your commercial property into your pension. There's a few tax advantages to this. It's something called carryover allowance. Basically, if you own the building in a company, you can then make a contribution from the company to your pension. If you're a director of that company. Now, I've basically used 80,000 here now. That is the value of the building, and that is your contribution into your pension. So the company transfers that into your pension. That saves you 16,000 in tax, and you get a property worth 80k in your pension, and then all the money you make in terms of the rent, that's then tax-free. So I think that's better, yeah? So this was our first big deal that me and Tom did. Slip pub in Crofton, it was up for sale at £250,000. Typical pub, a bit unloved. So again, going back to what you do with it, again, it's a bit like terraces. You could do terraces. Big enough you could do the apartments, or you could even do one big HMO. We actually went down the apartment route. So we got 11 2-bed apartments out of that space, and then we did a new build bit for 2 more 2-beds. Purchase price 175, so that's a 75 grand saving from that. Now the funny bit about that was, I just went to the agent, and he said, "Are you interested?" I said, "Yeah, I'm quite interested." He's like, "What are you thinking price-wise?" I said, "Well, I'd like to spend at 200 really." He goes, "How about 175? I was like, "Yeah, fair enough." So save me 25 grand straight away. I'd have bought it at 200. So that's how good commercial agents are. Commercial conversion costs.
You got his number?
Put you in touch, yeah. 727, and the value valuation was just over £1 million. So we made 350,000 on that one. Took a fair bit of time, 16 months, and actually we should have made more money on this, but we were held up for financing and all that sort of thing. And basically, in development, time is money. So if you can get the financing sorted for flowing the whole way through, we threw away best part £40,000 messing around on this. So it really is time is money. That's what it looks like now.
Very nice.
Photography makes if you get a good photographer, it makes a big difference. You can see we've extended it on the end there, and then on the inside, that's what they look like. They're not huge flats, but they are nicely done.
Another huge in this game.
Right, so deals with one.
Do you still have them, or did you sell them on?
Right. You what, sorry?
Have you held that? Have you sold?
No, we sold them all. So what was it with the figure? Yeah, so we sold them all. Total receipts were just over £1 million. So that just cash. It was just the best thing to do for us, really. We got a really good contact into a company which bought the rest of them quick, so we managed to get out quicker. It just worked out better. So, and this is the final deal I'm going to show you. It's on Wood Street in Wakefield. If you can find these, these are everywhere, but these are ideal for commercial conversions, because basically straight away, you know, that's got to always stay retail. But all these are, you know, they typically just store a few boxes and stuff, or you know, somebody has one person up there in an office. It's underutilised space. Up for sale at 175. I didn't do my best on the negotiation on that. I got it for 150. But we converted it to 2 beds, and we basically put the retail ground floor unit straight back on the market for sale. Because it was such an easy space, the conversion costs were 55,000. It was more or less just a refurb. That was it. It was very, very basic. And final value on that was 275. So we were up 70. We were in and out in 5 months. So if you can find these little ones in and out, and you can make that sort of money, why wouldn't you? Okay. So total costs came in at 205. We sold the ground floor for 85,000, and then we used Shawbrook. If you're making notes, Shawbrook are a really good commercial lender to go for that sort of thing. They give you 70% LTV, which I didn't think you could get, to be honest. I thought the best you could get was 65. So we kept the flats upstairs, and we pulled out 133,000. So after everything, I had £13,000 in my back pocket, all my money out, own 2 properties, cash flows, good deal, happy, infinite ROI, good stuff. And this slide shouldn't be in here, but it's quite funny. The reason it shouldn't be in here is because at the time the deal wasn't tied up, but I can tell you about it now because it has gone through. Now, I don't know if you can see from the photo, right, to the left there is another unit. Now basically, if you look at that, it's more or less mirrored, however, it's 2 little shops rather than the one big one. Now what you can't see is the unit to the left goes a lot deeper, further back, etc. Now, that deal came about because we obviously own the next door. The commercial agent who had that one for sale knew we bought that, so we thought we were the best buyer to buy that from his client. Now, he put us through as the preferential buyer to the client. Now, I know somebody offered a higher amount than us, but having that relationship meant we got the deal. So what I'd say is, it's all about doing deals. You don't get the best deals by sitting and waiting for them. You need to be doing the business, the agents get to like you, and then the deals start coming. So for that one, it's bigger. We're getting 3 2-beds, 2 1-beds, retain the shop units above. Purchase price 100,000, 50,000 less than what I bought the next door building for, and it's bigger. Now, it does have some structural issues, which is why we got it for 100, but fixable. Conversion cost 200, final value 535, 235,000. And the turnaround is only going to be 8 months, so they're hard to find, but if you can get them, you want to be gobbling them up. But that's the power of doing deals. Deals come from deals, yeah? So, what next? I don't sell courses, so sorry. You can work with me though. If you need education, I will do mentorships, but what that basically means is consulting. I basically charge for my time for doing consultancy work. If you've got money but need expertise, you can buy the site, and we can literally act as contractors. You know, so then you keep all the profit, and we just do contracting work. If you've got money but no time, you can basically talk to me about our property bond, which is basically you loan us money, we exchange it for interest, and that funds our development deals. And if you need money, you can find the deals for us, and we'll pay you a finder's fee. So actually, that should tick the box for everybody in this room. So in some way or another, you all can help me tonight. Sure. And that's me. Thank you. So if you want to grab